Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back for another show this week. Tonight, I am joined by two other hooligans, Derek and Balzz. What's going on, guys?
Hey, how's it going, James?
Hey. So we got a good one tonight for you guys. We have Mr. Mondo himself, Greg Gerdak, on the show. And then we have the man, the myth, and the Florida fishing legend, which everybody's here for, Mikey Balzz. You guys got any opening remarks? You want to just jump into this?
No, let's just jump in, man. We got lots of questions for Mikey and for Greg. So great to have you guys here.
What's going on, homies?
What up, man?
Great to have you guys on tonight.
It's great to be here. All these formalities. See, I feel like we did all the pre-show. Nobody saw the pre-show. We're all just like, what's that? So it's a little awkward to start over, yeah?
Yeah. I see right. Greg still trying to reset from the pre-show.
He'll get there, bro. Give him like 22 minutes, dude. He'll come on down.
So Mikey, jumping in, every time we have a guest, we usually have like 3 questions we ask to get the ball rolling. So I'm just going to fire these off to you.
Okay.
I know you do a lot of fishing all over, like different, smallmouth up north. I know you're big on spotted and, being from Florida most of the time, largemouth. What's your favorite species you go out to target?
You're not going to like it. Actually, you might like it, but YouTube wouldn't like it if I went full send on it. And it's got to be spotted bass, dude. Like spotted bass I've grown this huge obsession with Lake Lanier. And even I'm by Smith Lake, which is about an hour away from my house. They don't get as big out there, but the way spotted bass behave, the things that they do, and I've become a little bit obsessed with like electronics and that. Like I either want to go super shallow and flip, or I want to be out deep playing around with them. And dude, the things that I've seen those spots do on forward facing as well as my graph are just stupid. And you're fishing with light line, they're smoking the bait. Like, and it's crazy too. Like a friggin' like 16, 17 inch spotted bass can be like 2 pounds or it can be like 4 pounds. Like they're all fat. So like it depends on their fatness instead of their length, which they're just
great
fun,
football.
yeah. And the nice part too, smallmouth are a ton of fun. But what I've learned about them, especially being up here, if you go up north, dude, you see a dot, and for the most part, you drop on the dot and you're going to catch them. They're a little less moody. But when you get away from the northern smallmouth and get into some of like your Tennessee and that, they're super moody, dude. Like they'll literally disappear. They're a lot harder to see on sonar, depending on the lake that you're on. So just for consistency of bites and like that full experience, spots are fun, dude. And I would love to, one of my dreams is actually to buy, if I ever get like financially good, to buy a house on Lake Lanier and live over there and be able to kind of shoot stuff off the dock and do that little game. The other thing, I'm getting long-winded, but the other thing, you guys all fish peacocks, right? Down in Miami. Yeah. So, like how the peacock fisheries have largemouth in them? Mm-hmm. So, you know how the largemouth seem more aggressive in the peacock fisheries than they are like in just like they're aggressive on Okeechobee, but like when they're competing with the peacocks, they're like crazy. And on Lanier, I found the same thing, that I think the spots are so like voracious that it actually trains the largemouth to be that aggressive for the most part, not always. And it really creates a really cool dynamic fishery.
I like Lanier. We go up there often, and that's one of my goals, to get out there and actually spend a few days fishing. On that, I guess it kind of answers the next question, but I know you moved to Alabama. So after being up there for a while and all the time you spent in Florida, what do you prefer, Alabama versus Florida fishing?
Yeah, that's a non-answer, dude, because like I'm one of those like millennial like relativists, so everything has value. Yeah, I mean, I'll accept it. I'm like Mr. Mondo. I embrace who I am and like what I want to do. They all have their benefits, dude. And I learned so much in Florida, caught so many bigs, enjoy that aspect of it, enjoy the grass fishing, offshore fishing, the people. But like Alabama offers a whole different set of parameters with the multi-species, the diversity of water. There's a lot more fishing pressure, in my opinion. So like it's all they all have a place. I wouldn't want to lose either one. It would hurt me as much to not be able to fish either one. I guess maybe that's kind of an answer to your question. So it's
I kind of figure you'd be more towards Alabama when you say you prefer spotted over large. So I was like, that kind of threw the second question out the window.
Yeah, but we're all degenerates, dude. Like in the end, like we want to like bend the rod and like catch fish and like I'm not a big saltwater fisherman, but like I still get off if something's pulling on my junk, you know? Like so it you know, like
there you go.
Exactly, like
all right, we went out.
Yeah, we're not gonna go. Yeah, we're not gonna go there. But like it's to me, I love fishing, and fishing has done so to get all mushy about it. Fishing's done so much for me in my life. Like I will fish anything. Like if I lost everything I had today and like can't have a boat, and I had one rod, I'd be the dude on the dock slanging because like that's the opportunity that I have to do the thing that gives me fulfillment and makes me feel freaking alone and good for like that brief moment that you're out there. So I'm super, I don't know, like I'm very millennial about it, dude. It's about the experience, and I wouldn't trade that experience no matter where it is for anything.
I don't think anybody will disagree with that. Third one, real quick. In your opinion, what is the most overrated fishing product on the market right now?
That's a good question, dude.
Say gambler, I fucking dare you.
That guy's a dick, bro. Holy shit. You know, it's hard to because I look at it from two different lenses, right? So I look at it from an angler's perspective, but then I'm also obviously very involved with like social media and stuff, right? And in reality, there's like two different worlds. There's reality and like fishing and like what you do depending on your region. And then there's what you see from like an SEO, like a search engine optimization perspective, like on the internet of what's popular. And that contrast, it doesn't mean like that's not popular, you know, just because it's on the internet. It's actually popular on the internet because seasonally in some place, somebody's searching that a whole bunch. So it fits. It's a tough call. Like I'll tell you from a YouTube perspective, chatterbaits are huge, but the reality is chatterbaits aren't overrated, you know, like they catch a ton of fish, dude. And the same thing goes with like glides right now. Glide baits are really like popular, but it's not overrated.
You just easy with them swim bait guys, dude. May get some death threats.
Come on, all I see is plastics,
Oh, man.
bro. Like, come on, dude. You gotta know the.
Dog, I'm in Florida, homie. I was gonna say the most overrated shit was the power Ned rig, but
You catch fish on it though.
dog, I use that shit all the time.
But you know what, Mr. Mondo brings up a great point, is that we live in like an industry and an environment in fishing of paradoxes, because like what's popular in one place sucks big fat dong in another, you know? So it's, since we have such a large, I hate this word too, but community, like because it spans up north, like the people who watch my videos, right? They could be in Cali, they could be in New York, they could be in Florida, they could be in Alabama. And there's all different things that work where you take that and bring it somewhere else and it might work, it might not. So it's really a toss up. I don't know though, dude. Like it.
So as an angler, on the angler side, for you personally, what do you think is the most overrated product?
Yeah, but see, I don't play that game though, because I like to play with things and see how they work. And so like something, I might have the perspective that something's like overrated, like a Demiki rig or something like that. But like at the same time, I might think that and have that perspective. And then I'm like, you know what, Mike, why don't you STFF, you know, shut up, dude, and get out on the water and play with it. And then all of a sudden I'll go catch like 5 fish with it and be like, bro, this is the greatest thing in the world. I'm an idiot for thinking it was overrated. So I try not to be like too biased, because a lot of times like our biases like just get washed out in reality. And the other thing that I found too, dude, and this is something in Florida you don't see as much, because I'd say there's like 5 baits you can catch fish with in Florida 365 days of the year. Like that's just the reality the way our fishery set up. But like up here, for instance, like say 7 years ago, the spoon was magic, bro. Like a Ben Parker or a casting spoon was like the shit. So then it like dies down for like 5-6 years, and then all of a sudden they're not running current on the TVA like this past 2 years, and all of a sudden like spoons are worth gold. So like there's this cyclical kind of rotation to concepts and baits that occur. Very rarely does something like new like happen when it comes to fishing. It's all variations on a theme. So I don't know, man. Like I really can't think of anything. But you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'm one of those guys that like 30 minutes later I'll just like pop out and scream something. So I'm gonna put the question in the back of my head, and an hour in, 45 minutes in, I'm just gonna scream something out of the blue. And you're like, yeah, maybe. So.
Well, I mean, Mikey, to your point, I think it's overrated if you don't have confidence in it, right? So
yeah,
you know, I guess it just depends. But from the spot perspective, let me ask a more specific question, because you said you like spots so much. What are you like using like right now versus like something that maybe you don't have as much confidence on in spots that other people might say, oh, you know, it's great?
That's tough with spots because you can catch them on so many different things. Right now is, you know, I don't have as much. You know, you bring up a good point. I don't have as much confidence maybe just throwing a top water and reeling for them. Like guys will be like, dude, whopper clopper, like killing it. And for me, especially with the forward-facing sonar, I've developed a very strong need to see how the bait directly connects and interacts with the fish. And I've become kind of reliant on it, which is a negative and a positive in different ways. So a lot of the things that I'm using have a direct interaction near the fish. So it's a Kitech. Maybe I'm coasting a drop shot or a Demiki rig, whereas some guys will go out there and they'll throw that glide and they'll bring them up 30 foot, but I don't have the faith to bring them up that far, that whopper plopper. So that's maybe kind of a good point in the sense that I need that more direct connection. But the reality is, though, I'll have somebody tell me about that, and I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll give that a try." And then you go and you like anything, you know, your buddy tells you, "Hey, this is the juice," and you give it a few slangs and see what happens.
Hey, Greg, I have a question for you. Have you seen with the elevation of forward-facing sonar, the like jerk baits becoming way more popular? Like in your sales, have they gone up or down based on forward-facing?
I may run the Megabass group, so I can't answer nor deny being a Megabass. Megabass, just want you guys to know that's a 17,000 person group, Megabass, and I'm not a dealer. Megabass, so. But a gambler would hook me up because gambler's cool as hell.
Oh,
so.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Jerk baits, yeah, I mean. But see, again, we're in Florida, so
most of your business coming out of Florida, Greg.
And you know what he says on his video may work here, but not some. It's funny. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
am I good?
We got you now.
Yeah. So you know, I'd be watching Mikey stuff, and then I'd go and there's like, oh, well, guess what's next? Tactical bass, and then my boys are like. This works all over the United States, and I'm like, except in Florida. Because the only thing that works down here is trick worms and speed worms and Cincos and maybe a frog. So, but I'm the asshole that's like, I got a Tokyo rig with cover scat, fucking depths bait from Japan that has like sriracha sauce on it, and I'm like, I'm definitely going to win this tournament because the bass haven't seen it. But I've kind of figured out that Florida bass are more like a beer and Cheetos type deal where it's like, no.
Yes.
June, throw me the June bug speedworm. And and that's how you're going to win the tournament every damn time.
And hot dogs.
See, in the comments, Timothy, speedworms.
I always wanted to get, dude. So there's a killer spoof bike gets in Florida, right? Like late summer, like that spook on Headwaters and Okeechobee. One thing I've always wanted to do is you remember like the old worm harnesses you could get, like the pre-rigged worms from Walmart and shit like that.
Yes.
Oh hell yeah!
Take a freaking hot dog and put one of those harnesses in it, dude. And but seriously though,
a plastic dong, and there you go.
Yeah.
I bet you catch them.
Oh yeah.
You probably catch a freaking gator, is what you.
By the way, I don't know if any of y'all fished in Maine. Those are still like the top sellers in some of those bait shops up there. Like they're like stuck in
Dude,
the. I don't want to say stuck in the past, but they
work.
I mean,
I went to Wisconsin back in the day. We used to throw them all the time, and I'm talking like, don't get a nice one. Go to Walmart and get the shit you can buy, dude. And dude, I'll tell you what, you will smoke them. You skip docks with that thing, and the problem is they get it so good, like you gut hook a lot of fish, dude, because it's got that back hook on it. But you smoke them on that thing, man. And the more, you know how you buy them and they're folded, like they're bent, and you're like, dude, this is such garbage. Dude, the more bent they are, the better they work. I'm not blowing smoke up your chimney.
It's so funny you mentioned that because, like my dad, old school guy. I mean, he was like always telling about the old like floating worm technique, and he'd show me where he would like Texas rig it, and then he would twist it on the hook so that it would do like the darting action on top water when you reel it. That methylate color and everything.
You end up with like 2 wind knots, dude, but like freaking, you will catch the piss out of it.
Yep. Well, all he threw was like 12-pound big game. So you got a wind knot, take it off. A couple cents later, you got a new line.
Well, on like 3,500 spinning reels too, dude. So he's got like you can catch a snook, dude. Freaking line for days.
Yeah, crazy.
My dad does the same shit in the middle of a tournament. He'll be like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I suck. Like, I just suck." And like, he'll call me like right in the middle and be like, "How's it going?" And be like, "No, it's not." And he's like, "You throwing the rattle trap?" He's got like two fucking baits, man. You throw the rattle trap, and then the other one is plum color purple curly tail worm. That's it.
Tail ribbon tail.
He's like, you know what? And he's probably not wrong. Like if I just throw them, I might win something. So
kind of to go off into either of y'all. I mean, a bunch of us here have a ton of time here in Florida. So I just want to say, like, what have the biggest changes either of y'all have seen in like Florida bass fishing over like the past 20 years? Like I've been tournament fishing in 20 years here, and I mean, things have changed, especially like on just the Kissimmee chain alone, how people fish it, how, I mean, obviously we can talk about the grass, but that could be also a 2-hour conversation about the grass and how that whole political system works. But either of y'all, like, what's the biggest changes you've seen since, like, you know, we're out on 10 rigs out there just taking it easy, and now, you know, what does it compare to?
I mean, if I'm gonna answer, and I'm not gonna get all political with it, but it is the grass. And it's one category of grass, and it's submerged grass. Like the difference between fishing a Kissimmee with submerged grass, whether that's eelgrass, peppergrass, hydrilla, versus fishing a Kissimmee with only hard or emergent style cover like pad is a totally different ball game. I'd say on Okeechobee too. And once again, it's not political, but just from a fishing standpoint, what I've seen is the numbers go down. And whether that's because of the environment, whatever, I think a lot of it has to do with the way the fish move, where they're all in one place at one time and then they clear out because they're doing some kind of action, whether it's spawning, whether it's chasing brim spawn or the shad spawn. Whereas you used to have these environments that were these expansive flats of a lot of submerged vegetation, and it would hold a lot of bait, hold a lot of fish, and it would be more of a resident fish type of situation. So you'd have areas where you were figuring out how to cook in an area instead of trying to figure out where the hell these fish move to, because they've gotten a lot more migratory. And the biggest problem is on Kissimmee, it isn't that bad because they're smaller lakes. Okeechobee, those fish were always like Great Lakes, Lake Michigan type migratory fish. So they moved a lot, like in big waves, but that grass would kind of like hold them a little bit in certain areas. And it just made it a lot easier to read and break down. So that's the biggest thing that I've seen. One other thing that I think you're going to see a lot more of, I didn't put up a bunch of videos on it this past year and a half, but my forward-facing sonar, so I run Active Target. I got the Active Target 2 on the new boat. I can catch fish off that thing in 3 foot of water, and a lot of guys I don't think are talking about that. You have to turn your transducer. The new one, the active target 2, you have to turn it up just because of the way it's set up. But on the original one, it was supposed to be turned down more. Basically, you turn your transducer up and you won't be able to see 20 foot deeper, but you can see, I wouldn't say 1 foot, but like you can see 2 to 6 easy. As long as the grass isn't that thick, which is the case now, I can catch fish off the beds, off of brim beds, off of scattered grass. I've done on Gunnersville where there's strandy like eelgrass. I can literally see groups of fish moving around. And I'm not talking about with the scout mode, like the flat mode. I'm talking about on forward facing, like I can catch fish on that. So I think moving forward, you're going to see more of that happening where these guys are catching, like, you know, that late wave of bedfish that comes in like May, end of April or so, like the brim starts spawning, the shad starts spawning. They're usually deeper. On Okeechobee, it's 4 foot usually, depending on the water level. On Kissimmee, it can be anywhere from like 4 to 6. Those fish, we used to be all isolated targets, right? Like there's one single pad, or there's one single cattail, and we'd pitch to that or cast that. I think now there's a bunch of fish that are around that we don't see because the water isn't clear enough that you'll be able to pick off with that forward facing. But that's coming, I think.
That makes sense, because like I know that's what I'll do this time of year is like I'll just be like, okay, it's the bluegill spawn. I'm just gonna throw a swim jig out there, and then I'll get a fish to hit me right in the open water. And my first assumption is just like, oh, just some post spawner cruising out there feeding up. When in reality, it could be something like that. So, and it's different than, so what was Steve Kennedy doing on Okeechobee? Was he using the scout mode? Like when he was like looking out, I don't know if you watched that, but he had it where he could like see, I think like 30, 40 degrees outward.
Yeah, that's the scout mode. So that's like the panning mode. So that's actually the reason I have 2 forward facing sonars on my boat. I have active target that's in a forward mode and then active target that's in a scout mode. And what that allows me to do is see those fish, how they're suspended vertically, but then it also gives me a broad layout. Like if they're like Toho, there's still grass on Toho, right? So you can see the holes in the grass and get an idea of how that grass lays out. And then you can pinpoint with that forward-facing transducer on that hole and see, are the fish laying on the bottom? Are there even fish in it? Are they above it? So that's kind of it's getting very digital, dude. And I think a lot of guys, there's a lot of holdouts, but a lot of people coming into it are like, all right, I want to catch fish deep. And yeah, you can do that. That works great. But as you use it and develop your own personal system of how you use it, there's a huge opportunity that personally I'm already exploiting. And I think a lot of these guys are, where you're fishing shallower. Mid-depth is perfect. Shallower is good, but you're targeting all that kind of stuff and you're never looking at it. You're looking at it on the freaking graph, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, even on the kayak side, you're starting to see a lot more kayaks with like the Mega Live, the active target, Panoptics. Like
where's Russ Kennedy with his 4S graphs?
You're
on here.
Yeah, 412 across the front of his Hobie.
He's out there with that underspin, just killing him on the forward facing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and you know what? Like everybody hates on it, but like I don't know if you guys, it's fun as shit. Like when you dial them in and like understand how they're set up, and then I don't always see them bite. But what's interesting is like if I get my beam around some fish, like I can tell my bait's going through because of the way they're getting all like frisky and moving around and doing all the shenanigans, dude.
I mean, so, I only hate on it because I don't have one yet.
Exactly. And that's what, I get so many guys on my YouTube channel that hate on it. And then like literally I stop hearing from them. And I'm like, I know what happened. You freaking bought it, dude. Like the one nice thing though that I think is going to happen is there's a lot of negativity towards it. And there's also everything ages out. You know, we all get old, we all get cranky, and we don't like the direction things go. And, you know, you end up with a choice. The choice is to move forward or just hold on to whatever you got until you're freaking gone, dude. And I think what's going to happen, though, these technologies, as they grow, they become more accessible. And you're never going to have the most, like, up-to-date thing. But if we look at, for instance, like side scan. Dude, when I started fishing all that offshore shit, I had a 5-inch freaking Lowrance Elite, dude, with down scan. That's it. Like, I got side scan, and I'm like, holy balls, this is so cool. And when I got it, it was still like very niche, like new. Now, dude, you can get a freaking graph with side scan and everything, down scan for like freaking $600, dude. So like that, it gets more and more accessible as you move forward and as that technology progresses. So it I don't, it wouldn't surprise me in a few years to see like a $600, $700 entry level forward facing that's everybody can grab and throw on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're almost there. The LVS 32 from Garmin.
Yep.
It's now nine something.
Exactly.
All day, every day.
So it's and really, and that's the reality too. Like my active target 2, I'll be the first to say it's brighter. Like you get better target definition, and I can shoot farther out than my active target 1, my first one. But like honestly, if I was literally just getting in a boat, it's all relative too. You know, if I was getting in a boat and I'd never had it before, like dude, the forward facing, just the original active target would be like, holy shit, this is awesome. So like it's, I don't know, it'll be more accessible, and I think people, what do you call that? Adopt. The adoption rate will increase because of price point, probably mostly.
Yeah,
you guys ready to murder me on this one? I haven't even used it. I haven't even had a graph on my boat the last 3 tournaments. I just look at the water, then I taste it.
Swish it around in your mouth.
Yeah,
I know where they are.
No, I mean.
All right. So here's the deal. I'll throw something out there too. So for every action, there's a reaction, right? So I was actually in my boat rigging up because I got to go talk to my buddy tomorrow for a meeting, and then I'm going to go fishing. And I'm sitting in my boat, and I always try to, like, I'm not going to change the world. I'm not going to be fucking like crazy viral video guy, but I always do like doing new things because you learn, like the bait thing we were talking about, you know, what's the most hype bait? I don't know, because I'm willing to try a bait that looks like a duck and see if it works, you know, like it is what it is. So I was kind of in the boat, and I'm like, you know, I'm kind of an extremist. Like I've come to this point where I have all these graphs, and I really like doing this. I love picking these fish off. I like seeing how they behave. But at the same time, like, I also want to do different shit. What could I do? And this might even be a question for you guys. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should get a kayak, and not just like get a kayak and turn it into a bass boat, but get a kayak and literally put nothing on it. Like get a little kick kayak and no
like 1 or 2 rods, and that's it. And just cut it, bro.
Drop into there's a creek down the street from my house that's like, it's a shithole, but like go, because I can get into it with the kayak and kind of do both, like a bass boat, like, hey, this is crazy technology stuff, and then a sort of back to basics, you know, like look at that little tree laying in the water. There should be a fish there. So
I wanted to actually ask you about that. So remember, well, first of all, the grass on Toho, all the grass is on my boat, and I'm smoking it. So second of all, that's where the most grass on Toho is. And then
you have to drop me that waypoint,
bro. When you come down here, I'm right in Orlando, dog. Like, I'm gonna throw this out there to you.
Look for the fucking smokestack.
We get together. We take one rod each, like when we were kids, like a 6'6" spinning rod, and we bring every damn bait, and every damn bait goes on that 6'6" spinning rod, and we go fishing, pond hopping, dude. It's not a minivan, it's a tactical wagon, because Mr. Mondo doesn't drive a minivan, because minivans are just,
dude, like, come on.
It's a tactical wagon. Okay.
And he's got multiple
wagon, way cooler than
multiple
minivan.
tactical wagons.
But just when you think about that as a kid, bro, we had one rod, dude, and we tied every damn bait on that one rod. Now that I own a fishing store, you all need a rod for every separate thing, and you buy them from mondosfishing.com.
Nice play.
You got to have at least 30 rods.
Code Hooligan 10.
Code Hooligan. I think that would make a great YouTube video, you know, just pond hopping with one rod and just throwing every single bait you could think of that does not belong on a stupid 6'6" spinning rod.
That would be fun.
So
like getting back to like the it's somewhat sentimental, but it's also like kind of what we talked about.
Just nostalgic, bro.
It is nostalgic, but it's also like the act. Like it's what we chase, like anyway. So like whether you're doing it like that or you're doing it off a freaking fancy boat, like it's not the same, but it has components of the same experience and the same sort of pursuit that we're after. So
I do have to say though, when I do get out there every once in a while, I will just go, beat the banks here and there. And doing that, it does make me appreciate being out, being able to get out on the water on a kayak or boat more.
Yeah. Yeah, because my forward facing, I love it, dude. And I like picking fish off like that because it turns into like 1-in-1 shit. But the one thing that has pissed me off lately is Alabama's beautiful, dude. Like there's mountains, there's all, and it's all different for somebody coming from Florida where it's like, oh, look at the grass and more grass. And then it's more grass on flat stuff, Like it's diverse. And dude, literally, I probably have more of a freaking suntan from staring at my graph and my graph staring back at me than I do of looking at the bank and really taking it in. And that frustrates me a little bit because I do enjoy like being out there in that moment and in that environment, and that does take away from that aspect of it a little bit.
Mikey, that kind of brings up another question that I know we had. What's your experience like now? Like we've seen your rise, when you were in Gainesville, you started doing your original videos, and now are you still a one-man show? Do you have a whole team of people helping you? Do you fish less than you thought?
What? Dude, if you want to hit GoFundMe and freaking get me a whole team, I'm fucking down, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I am 100% solo, dude. Like I have. And it's probably to my own detriment to an extent. I did not have that much money, as you can probably see from the Gainesville videos when I'm renting a boat from UF. And so I've always kept it sort of in the family when it comes to that. Every once in a while, the swimsuit girl, she has a really good eye for pictures and stuff. She'll come out and give me a hand. But I like being alone, dude. And I like doing kind of my own thing and that. And I have some good buddies. I don't got a ton of friends, but the people who I am close with are good freaking people. And a lot of them are involved in fishing and that. So it's a cool opportunity too. I don't have a huge amount of viewers, but like I've grown a bit, and it's cool because I have the opportunity to like get some of these guys who are maybe coming up and stuff to be like, hey, come fishing with me, dude. Let's see if we can drive some views in your direction. Let's grow what you're doing. And it's cool to be able to kind of help people like that. But at the same time, like in the end, I like fishing alone, and I edit all my own stuff and all that. And it's always been my own little, I don't know, it's my own little baby, dude. Even with like sponsor shit, like I never did all like the whole like jersey sponsor. Not that like there's anything wrong with it. It's just it doesn't suit me, and so I've always tried to guard the YouTube channel. And once again, it's probably to my own detriment. I'd probably have 2 boats out there if I was a little smarter with money stuff. But it gives me a lot of freedom to do what I want. And I've always been really staunchly independent in that regard. And doing all your own thing means you have more responsibilities, but with more responsibility comes more freedom. So it's sort of a trade-off, and I'm willing to play that trade-off, I guess.
So
you're that close to the fucking Spider-Man saying.
So quick question, going back to your fishing alone, because we see most of your videos you're out there by yourself, but you're always got your fan favorite fishing buddy Balzz.
Yeah, except when it hits 79.5 degrees and higher, then he's canceled, dude. He can't do it. He just sits back there. Dude, I love my dog to death. But I shit you not, and the girl makes fun of me. Dude, I'll take him out and it'll be too summery, and he'll sit back there and go, and dude, it'll be about 2:00. It'll be 6 hours of this shit. And I will seriously turn around and be like, stop fucking breathing. and dude, she's like, that's just blatantly mean. And I'm like, I mean it, but I mean it. Like, it's driving me nuts. But sorry, what were you saying?
I know I had an American Bully, same thing. Every car ride,
dude,
he would just be over the console and panting and then drooling right into the cup holder. And I'm like, dude, like I had to stop the car and get him out.
And he's a great dog. He gets all
Love him to
fired up. Dude, that breathing shit though, it's all quiet and perfect, and you're dialed in, you're in the zone, and all you hear is it's 76 degrees and with a cool breeze and cloudy. Like you gotta stop. Sounds so dumb.
If I remember correctly, he's a rescue, right?
Yeah, he's straight out of Lee County down in Fort Myers, dude.
Dope.
And why'd you name him Bog? I mean, was there a story? Is there a story behind his name of Bog?
His real name is Cooper from the rescue, and I'm like, that shit ain't gonna fly. But he is kind of a Cooper because he's kind of a dope. He's like, I'm Cooper. So whatever. So we got him, and when you get a dog from the pound, like they're like, so what's his name? And I'm like, oh, fuck if I know. Like I'm getting the dog. Like we'll find out. Like he'll come into himself. He'll find who he is. You know. So they made us come up with a name, and I'm like, I don't know, like Goose. So freaking his official name is Goose, and we had him for like 2 months or something like that. And me and the girl have our own like little love language of stupid words that make no sense to anyone, and we talk in like garbled bullshit. And I don't know. One day she was like yelling about something, and like she called the dog Bog. And I'm like, holy shit, that's good, you know. Like the dog, if you ever meet him, dude, he's very nice and sociable, and he's kind of conniving. He's a little like a cat, like he's a little sneaky with stuff that people don't pick up on. Like he'll play you know. But in the end, he's a dope though. Like he's like and I also call him George because George is like, hey George, you know. but I don't know, it just fit, dude. Because he's kind of a dope, and we always also maybe this has something to do with it. We whenever we're sitting around like dicking around, we talk about his origin story because like I have no idea where
so fucking superhero
dog. Well, they said they found him in Lehigh Acres, and I don't know if you guys ever been.
Yes.
Dude,
hell yeah.
Hood. Like it's
yeah, dude.
And so they're all Lehigh Acres is like abandoned homes, spec homes, and then old homes and empty lots. So there's all these freaking culverts everywhere. So like I'm convinced that this dog was like sitting in Lehigh Acres, living in a freaking culvert, like in the sewer. That was his home, and he's like, "Oh, it's raining," you know, and, like it's bringing the bullshit, you know. Like, so like Bob kind of fits that. He's kind of like a lost country folk type dog, you know. I don't know. It sounds good when we're sitting alone together talking about it. But.
No,
it's from Lehigh Acres. I mean, I might have bought an eighth off him down there.
Oh my God.
I've seen that dog before.
About Lehigh. Check this shit out. So I live in Lauderhill, right? And Lauderhill is like, it's hood, but not hood. You know, it's whatever. It is what it is kind of deal. Stuck between Sunrise and whatever's on the other side. So, and I lived all over in Fort Lauderdale, and you get a lot of like diversity, and Fort Lauderdale is cool. You know, it's different all over the place. So the girl got a job in Fort Myers.
Yeah, there's Las Olas, and then there's Sis Trunk.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of diversity.
I feel you, dog. I'm from down there, so I know.
So she gets this job in freaking Lehigh, dude, and I'm like, all right, well, and this is before we moved in together, and I'm like, I guess this is our moment where let's do this thing, you know. So I was working and she was in college, so she had more flexibility because I was working all the time, and she went and got us a house. And, you know, coming from Fort Lauderdale, everything's expensive, right? So like we're expecting like $1,000, $2,000 to rent a place and all that. She gets over there. She's like, I found this place. And I'm like, sweet. Tell me about it. She's like, it's freaking $550 a month. It's a duplex.
Oh, no.
It's like,
yeah.
So, and then she's like, she knows how to sell shit. She's like, there's a little canal behind it. And I'm like, no shit. They're golden, you know? So we get over there, we move in and all that, dude. And I'm like, this is nice. So like 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, like that car goes through. I'm like, oh, whatever, good police presence. It turns out it's like G8 housing. We ended up getting robbed. They stole my boat cover, dude. one day I'm sitting, because I work from home. One day I'm sitting in my office and I have a window outside that goes to the neighbor's house next to me. I'm sitting there working on the computer. All of a sudden I see a freaking sheriff go by my window like 10 foot away with his gun drawn like that. And I'm like, oh shit. I got my gun. I go freaking to the front door. Like, what is this? Dude, there's 3 more cops, all with guns in freaking tactical gear. There's a freaking tank down the street. They were like serving a warrant to some guy who murdered somebody. Like a month later, there's a chopper. So it's 10 o'clock at night. We're laying in bed, going to sleep, dude. We hear, whoop, 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 whoop. I'm like, shit, dude. Here we go. Dude, we get lights through our window. It's the damn chopper, the cop spotlight. There's some dude who shot somebody running through people's backyard. So yeah, it was Lehigh is not that bad. There's nice parts to it, but where we moved, like we didn't know.
The $550 a month should have given.
We know you're a Florida boy though, because
I'm poor, like $550.
yeah, it's like what'd you catch in the canal in the back? Oh, another hypodermic needle. Cool, sweet. Yeah.
God.
What's funny to me though, bro, is we know how Florida you are, because you picked, out of every lake in the entire fucking country, you picked the most Florida ass lake not in Florida.
What do you mean? Oh,
aren't you about Guntersville?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So Florida too. It's crazy how many things up here you can do that
Yeah.
are like Florida, and then more too. And we're getting into that time of year. Like right now, from like now through like July, August is when I shine up here, dude. Because you get that grass to come up, and it's basically like Florida 365, dude.
Yeah.
And you get depth. So all that grass that we have, plus add like 5 to 10 feet, and dude,
sick,
it
dude.
gets stupid.
Take notes, boys. We'll be up there in August.
Are you really?
Yeah, we have an event up there in Guntersville in August.
What's the date?
August 5th, 6th. Is that first Saturday of the
We're
month?
staying at your house, dude. What
Yeah,
are you
we're
talking
staying.
about?
We're staying at your house.
Dude,
Open up.
you might be able to, but I don't think I'll be there. I think I'll be in Florida, dude. Ironically. 'Cause
Hanging with Mr. Mondo. We already fucking talked about it.
Yeah. Look for the smokestacks.
Yeah.
No, dude, I usually go to Florida like end of July through like August, like 25th or so, 30th, dude. But selfless plug. We have an Airbnb. We bought another house that we turned into an Airbnb in Guntersville. That might be available. We got some guys staying there that they're building a Chick-fil-A. But if they're gone, talk to me after the show.
Yeah.
You got my number, dude. Shoot me a text and we'll see. I'm about an hour from Guntersville, but I won't be here. And we have a pull-out couch in the guest room. And freaking, as long as like you don't harass the girl too much, you got to harass her a little bit just to keep her on good behavior. But you can stay here. I don't care, dude.
We'll leave that to Buzz.
What's that?
So we'll leave that to Buzz. He'll be on
Yeah,
harassment.
Sure, we can do that. No problem. Hey,
Thanks.
tell us. Go ahead, Derek.
Oh yeah, I'll just our 4 fans will probably get pissed if we don't talk about fishing a little bit in this show.
Yeah.
No, but
police choppers.
Yeah, so just to like segue that, I mean, we also have an event coming to Headwaters soon. And Mikey, I know you have some time out there.
Yeah.
And we just want to keep it to that simple theme. If you had 4 setups that you can only bring out to Headwaters in the summertime, like what would it be?
Headwaters is interesting because it has one dynamic that a lot of places don't have, and that's those deep pits. So it can play a little funky. The other problem, but nice part about Headwaters is that time of year, 5 to 7 p.m. is golden, and that's probably when you guys won't be out there.
No, we're off the water, I think, 3.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest parts. The one thing, and this is actually coming from JT because he has a lot more experience than I do out there. The one thing that is absolutely key at Headwaters is a little bit of a breeze. And that's not always a problem because you're that close to the ocean. But if it's not blowing, it gets hard. If it's not blowing, get out your worms, but maybe don't go super standard worm. Go big, dude. 12-inch ribbon tail, 7-inch Magnum Fat Ace. Like, they like big stuff out there. But if there is some chop, dude, the spook bite or that topwater bite, and like, I'm not even talking about like a regular spook, like super spook, and like the one, do you know like the giant one that Strike King makes? I forget what it's called. Like,
yeah, it's like,
dude, it's huge, man. It's bigger than me. So freaking that
That's
one,
what you said.
like,
No?
Yeah.
Wrong time.
Yeah, by the way, she did say that a few times, but that one can be absolutely killer. The spook bite's fun, and you can get some big bites on it, but you can only, if you're fishing it all day, you might end up with 6 or 7 bites. The frog bite's nice. What's really cool about headwaters is it gets what we call the cheese up here. It usually happens more July, August, but what happens is that hydrilla gets that scum on top, and then it actually kills the hydrilla under it. Because a lot of guys, you can catch a frogfish over matted hydrilla, right? Like, I don't dispute that. You'll have a lot more better success, a lot more better. Wow. You'll have a lot more success.
For education.
Yeah, I got a good education. You'll have better success when that hydrilla has holes in it, and that scum out there, just like up on Gunnersville, creates like dead spots and holes, and that's your key. Like finding those blowholes and then putting that popping frog, that floating frog, kind of right through it and looking like some of those brim. Chatterbait can be killer because it's good out there all times of year. There is a punching bite during the summer out there, but like a lot of the central to South Florida lakes, for some reason, literally if you go to Harris and north, you can catch them 365 days of the year punching mats. But there's something that happens just a little bit, like we're probably right around Orlando and south, where it's such a spring and pre-spawn thing. It just, and maybe fall, but it's during the summer, it just doesn't play, even though it makes perfect sense.
I know exactly what you mean. Like we had our state championship on Toho in late August, I think last year. And I was in the north end all the time because north end, it's just topped out hydrilla just about everywhere. And I was just south of Grassy, where it's
not anymore.
6 feet deep.
That shit don't exist no more.
Yeah, I know. I was just out there. Yeah.
I told you my boat's grassy up north, dog. Nothing else. That shit's gone.
I was
they
nuked it was hot, nothing. And people try to say for some reason, they're like, oh yeah, like you get these hot summer days, you just go punch the mat, they're gonna be under there. And I'm like, something just ain't right about these fish.
Yeah.
And you make complete sense because I've done the same exact thing on the St. John's where I'll find those hyacinth mats in the summertime.
Yep. Freaking smash them, dude. Yeah. You'll catch rats and shit like that, and every once in a while you catch a 5-6 pounder, but it's just because where I went to school at UF is when I would rent those boats, and then when I finally bought my first boat, that John boat that I had, we'd go fish Russo and Rodman during the summer. And like, dude, you could flip mats. Now, granted, some of that stuff was deeper, and like on Russo, there's current, so you run up the river and you basically fish like outside river bends that had pennywort on them. So there is current moving through. It's a little deeper water. It's a little different setup, but I was just blown away on how those fish will just set up in the mats all year round, and then you get south of that line, and that mat bite just goes to shit like after like February, March, dude.
Yeah, you've given it away. A lot of us have all seen your outstanding times on Kissimmee when you have frost on the boat in the morning and you go out there. That is my ultimate winter technique. Like I actually planned a day. It was the first cold front of like harsh cold front. Like 30s in like downtown Kissimmee cold front. In early December with my dad. I'm like, we're going out. He's like, this sucks. He's like, Florida fish hate cold fronts. I'm like, there's mats until this is, I would say 2 years ago. Like you had those hyacinth mats, like really good hyacinth mats around like Nakedson. And I was like, trust me, you see what happens. And we got out there. I told him like, sleep in, you know what I mean? Let that sun get a little bit higher. And I'm like, I showed him the thing and he's like, what the hell is that little craw thing? I'm like, BB cricket. Like that's what they all do. I've seen this. I've watched this. I'm like, it's got to work. And unreal day. It was fun. It was crazy. Is we had an area probably 15 by 15 feet.
Yep.
Pulled out 15 pounds of fish in that little area. Unreal how they just. And I think what are they doing? They're snuggling up for warmth or something like that.
Man. And they get I really love the fishing where you get very like nuanced or very granular with stuff. And when that flipping bite gets like that, that's what it is. Like you get one bite and you just key into that area, and every corner, every turn, like you're looking at the way the grass is shaped and you're picking it apart, and then you're yo-yoing it, or you got to figure out whether you're in a dead stick and then just hold it there. It's a very technical bite, not fishing offshore, you know, but it has a lot of those same. I think that's why I like the live scope stuff so much too, is that it's very much like flipping for fish. Like you're not always going to catch them. It's like a numbers thing. If you put your bait in front of enough fish, you're going to get those 5 bites. And it's all about that nuance on how the bait falls, like how you're presenting it above them, below them. Does it need to go to the bottom and they go down to it? Like it has a lot of sort of like similar concepts. And I think that's why I kind of gravitate between those two things.
Hand-to-hand combat. I mean, you're seeing your target and you're going at it.
Yeah, real quick. Let me jump in. Let's do a giveaway. I got a gambler gift card here. So if everybody, just while Mikey finishes his story, if everybody wants to just hashtag Balzz.
Nice.
$25 gambler gift card. You can use this at any mom and pop's bait shop. It doesn't work at like Bass Pro, Dick's, or any of the big box stores, but any tackle shop get you some free gamblers.
My Orlando people go to Bitters. They'll take you.
Yeah, so everybody just comments hashtag Balzz. We'll
hashtag
get some entries in.
Mondo, you got to get the little banner for your store running across the bottom of there, bro. Like, step up your marketing game.
Yeah, I mean,
you should have seen. This is crazy. My first impression. I mean, he knows. He basically gave his Christmas money.
Hey, first of all, fuck you, Derek. I'm still pissed at you about fucking December. I'm still not talking to you, bro, because this motherfucker goes out there. In an hour, he wins the tournament. I'm still on the dock helping the fucking tournament director fucking around. And I fucking look at fucking Tourney X, and Derek's got 93 fucking inches. Greg's not even in his fucking boat yet. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, and you want to know who you can blame for that 93 inches? That guy to the left of you who was talking about a Mini Max with a TZ on the back of it.
Oh,
he tore it up on Panasofsky just on that bait alone.
Naughty. And if you love fishing the trap, you will love fishing that thing.
That's exactly like it was. It was on my crankbait setup, and just I was like, man, the bait here is like this big. So we'll do a draw, and then we can start to go off on that.
I'm not gonna lie, because we just had Panasofsky again, and me and Greg Thomas went out there, and I said, "Hey, you think that fucking Derek fucking bite is still on 3 months later?" And we went right out to the same spot you were, and we started there on top water, and apparently I just fucking suck because I watched Greg Thomas win in the first half hour. Every other cast dog on top water, he just slaunched, dude. And I'm sitting there going, "Are you fucking serious? Like, I'm throwing the same shit, bro. Like."
That'd be a good video, dude. Like, dude, are you fucking serious? I'm throwing the same shit. I like
throwing the same shit, bro. Mike, hey, listen. In all seriousness, bro, I fanboy out hard on this guy's videos like for a long time. I've been watching him, man, and I'll get so fucking pumped. He's doing shit out on Kissimmee, and he's like, "Bah, BB Cricket, fucking doing this and that," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm right down the street. Let's go fucking kill it on Kissimmee, bro." And I get out there, and then I'm like, "Fuck Mikey Balzz, I ain't get your shit." Nothing,
dude,
bro.
Sell that shirt at your shop, please.
Nothing. Like, man, I'm buzzing gamblers, top water across that shit. I'm like, they're gonna hit that shit on this one. No weight on the fucking swim bait hook. Nah. BB Cricket. Nah, nothing, dog.
He's a douchebag.
Kissimmee goes, "Hey." That's what they said, dog. They tell me, "Yo, it's a tournament on Kissimmee." I'm like sneaking off in the Tiger. I'm like, "Can I get in the Tiger back here?" So, but nah, dog. Like seriously, like the amount of knowledge that you throw on everybody, especially here in Florida, is like we were talking about this beforehand. I'm like, this guy forgets more about fishing than I'll ever know. It may be the marijuana use, but that's the way it is. And I think I should, maybe tag along one day with Mikey. I mean, I know he's not going to let me anywhere near him after this video.
Restraining orders already in the mail.
Seriously, bro. It's like
Everybody on this podcast is going to get a knock on the door tomorrow with some paperwork.
Are you Greg Gernick? Yes, sir. There you go. You've been served. Michael Mize. Okay. All right. Cool. Hey, can I ask this real quick?
Yeah.
Mikey Balzz. Where? Because obviously, you know,
Dude,
where did the balls come from?
So, like, I am a little bit hood, and way back in the day in high school, dude, we were sitting like, you know how back when I was in high school, they wouldn't let us leave campus, so they would literally just make us sit in a room for off periods and like whatever. So we're sitting in the freaking off period, and I was a degenerate, whatever. And we're like, bro, we should start a rap crew. And me and my 4 other white friends were like, yeah, bro, we should. And it's like, so now, you know, strategically, you know, what are the components of doing this? And you think first it's like, well, we need to figure out how to do the music, you know, and all. No, of course not. It's, bro, we got to figure out our names. And I'm like, fuck, yeah, dude, that's a good point. So basically we came up with our rap names, and mine was Mikey Balzz. And so fast forward like freaking, I don't know, 5-10 years. So I'm on like Hotmail, right? You know, you remember Hotmail? So I'm on Hotmail.
Oh yeah.
I need an email. So I'm like,
I still got a fucking AOL fucking email. That's how old I am.
Dude, you are fucking, that's
Dog, Wave Shark at AOL. There ain't even numbers on that bitch. That's how original that is.
Wow, dude. No wonder your shit keeps freaking creeping out, dude. You're on dial-up over there, bro. Like, staying off the grid.
It is,
And
bro.
poor Derek,
Yeah.
he's not even old enough to know what AOL is.
Nah.
But so I punch it into Hotmail, and it kicks me out an email, and it doesn't have like a number 52 behind it, you know? I'm like, that was fun. So like I ended up getting like a bunch of emails and stuff, and like I would type the name in and get the email, and there was no, you know how it is, like you type in like Mike B and like you get 457 and like, hey, you want this email? I'm like, no, I don't. And so basically though, I like went on social media. I've always been ironically very like private with shit. I don't like people on my shit, you know? So when I made social media accounts, I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So I punch in Mikey Balzz, and of course it's available. So I grabbed that, and it sort of turned into a thing where like, this is awesome because I can get this name on any platform that ever comes out, even if I wait 2 years, because no one's stupid enough to want to know Mikey Balzz. So,
Nah, it's so good.
Yeah. Another origin story for the night, dude.
I'll give you my 3-second origin story, and this is the only reason James Lamb even invited me on the damn show. So he was like, Mondo's fishing. Where did that come from? I'm like, man, there was this guy in this John boat, and he sounded like such a stoner, bro. He'd be like, bro, I'm catching this Mondo. Look at the size of this Mondo, dude.
That's you.
This guy. You. That's you.
Oh, no shit.
That's you. That's you, dog.
Dude,
So-
that's really cool.
So, yep. So it was, and I grew up surfing, and I'm like, yo, we used to use the word Mondo, and then I hear you like throwing it out there, bro. Dog, I'm catching this Mondo, bro. And I'm like,
That's fucking awesome,
fucking
dude.
Mondos, man. So along with my restraining order, he's gonna hit me with a copyright infringement tomorrow.
I was just gonna say,
and he's gonna be
10%
like,
cut is still
you've been
missing.
fucking sued by Mr. Monkey Balzz, and you are no longer allowed within 50 yards, and you go after your fucking shitty little store.
He's gonna move in, bring a cot in your living room, be like, this half of the store is mine.
But yeah, man, you've been such a big influence, I think, on pretty much everybody for Florida fishing. So
Sure.
we all appreciate that, man.
I hope that, you know, for as much as I might have influenced stuff, though, I'm also a product of it. I think like in Florida, our culture, the way and I'm not saying Alabama's bad. I have a great group and a great network of dudes up here, but definitely like the fishing thing is different when you get outside of Florida. Like you talk about like surfing. So I come from a background of snowboarding, and I was pretty like good at that. But at the same time, it was easy. What's the right word? I could go fishing and it was cool. Like Florida's the cultural sort of dynamic in Florida is fishing is like anybody's game, right? You don't got to be country. You don't got to be you can do whatever you want, man. And So like I'm sort of a product of that culture, dude. And I like to bring that to different places. And I think it's actually kind of like coming up into different places more. It used to be kind of like an old white guy sport, and that's just not the case anymore. And I think that's a good thing.
Nah.
But I think a lot of that comes from the way we approached it in Florida, where, I mean, dude, like just being straight up, like, so Clewiston, Fish and Okeechobee, like quarter of the guys are from Clewiston, like half of them are from Fort Lauderdale, and a quarter of them from Fort Myers. There's Blackfeet, there's freaking Jamaicans, there's freaking, dude, this one dude, so there's a dude who kills it in Holiday Park. Freaking gold grill, like mad, bro. Like just like straight up, like, and bro, he can flip a jig like no other, man. And it's just, I like that, dude. And nobody cared. Like everybody is out there to fish, have a good time. And it's such a chill for the most part. Dude. You're always gonna have those guys, but it's such a chill environment with everybody in it down there. And I love that, dude. And I just hope like the videos halfway reflect that, you know, because that origin shit, you know, it's what you come from and what you want to kind of push forward.
Yeah, I make the mistake sometimes to watch your videos though, like at night as I'm winding down, and I'm like, shit, now I'm all hyped up, ready to go fish. And it's like, now I can't go to sleep.
Yeah, that's, I mean, anything with fishing gets me fired up. Like this is, see, I'm trying to like tone it down because I got to wake up early, but I'm going to get done with this, dude. And I'm going to be freaking like just vibing, dude, and run around the house like I'm on freaking flight stuff. Freaking, I'm so excited. Never freaking sleep.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the phone with his lawyer going, hey, there's this dude Mondo in Florida.
No, yeah, dude, there's this guy, man.
He's like, I own half his store already. Restraining order.
I wish I was that much of a dick. I would have gotten a lot farther. That's the thing too, is like, and I've been fairly successful. Like I'll be just like a little less humble for a minute, and I've been fairly successful in what I've done, but I like to do things in my own way and like at my own speed and my own format. And you retain a lot of control over how you do things. But if you want to make money, fucking sell out. So if that's a lesson for anybody like watching, dude, that's where the money's at. Be that guy, be that douche. But I don't know. It's been interesting, like, because I never thought I would have a boat like that. So it's really weird when I get comments on my YouTube channel where guys are like, freaking can't hide money, or like, what else? Some of the other ones, freaking just another douchebag in a fancy boat with
a glitter boat, glitter boat boy.
Yeah, exactly. But it's funny because you see like both sides of, not even both sides, but you see like the whole dynamic across fishing. There's so many different perspectives and so many different people and different types of people that love the same thing. And I think it's one of the only sports where like you can be a bum and literally be grinning at the same shit that some guy in like a freaking $100,000 bass boat. Like you have the same sort of purpose and goal and I don't know, like fetish, dude. Like the same exact thing, like gives you such a rush and gets you so off. Like you're relatable in that one window.
Like you can still tell him you're a hood dog. You're like, yo, it's a nitro dog. It's not an icon.
Well, that's the trick. But that's the thing too, though, man. Like in the end, like I'm blue collar, dude. Like I like cheap. Like my goal is to be out there and to do that. And you figure out ways you can do that based upon price point, based upon what you have to work with, and then try to get more and grow it.
Yeah, we were just recently up on Seminole at a kayak event, and there was a couple local boat events going on at the same time. And you got these guys out there in these $90,000, $100,000 boats, and there was people out there in kayaks and $800, $900, $1,200 kayaks that were out fishing the $90,000 boat. So just because you got money and you got a boat doesn't mean you can outfish everybody else in the water either.
Yeah, and it's all about what you want to draw from it too. Like it's interesting. So like sometimes I'll get angry with myself and not like so I shoot video every day that I go out. Like it's habitual now. And so I'll shoot video for a day and I won't catch 20 pounds and I'll be freaking angry, bro. Like I will come home, the girl like she don't want to deal with me. And yet like I'll talk to somebody at the boat ramp, dude, and they caught like freaking 13 pounds with 1 4-pounder, and dude, they're fired up, dude, like just freaking ecstatic. And sometimes you got to step back and just be like, man, I love doing this. Like, what is wrong with me? Like, you gotta shut that stupid inner voice out and like, dude, I got a day in the water. Like, it's all relative, you know. Enjoy, embrace, and move forward. So I don't know.
Sometimes you gotta just
there's
put
my
yourself
boy
back
Woody.
enjoy nature, enjoy being out there.
Yeah, dude,
That.
it's a cool ass opportunity, man. Like, and you always learn something. That's kind of how I've geared my shit too. Is just on a personal level, not even so much for the videos, but coming to a new place, you know, Alabama, it's seasonal, like it changes. I sucked like hard, dude, for the first few years I was here. Every once in a while, it's just like any kind of fishing. Like you get a little lucky every once in a while, and that opens a whole door of learning. But really what I've tried to focus on to sort of not get so aggravated with things is as long as I walk away with one or two things that I've learned for today, and even if I didn't catch a fish or I caught one fish, that's a victory, dude. And once again, it's millennial relativism, but it's a lot of fishing is how you frame your day, you know, because you can forget about a lot of the things that you're able to take away and grow from if you get too angry and too caught up in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have shitty days, and
I think we're a little spoiled down here, though, man, because like we'll just like catch like a 6-pounder and be like, it was only a 6. Throw it back.
Yep.
Yeah, and like everyone else in the country was like, bro, that would be my PB for the rest of my life.
Yep.
And we're just like, no. If it ain't double digit, we don't give a damn down here, bro. So I mean, Texas got that shit going on right now too, though. But Texas, you know what? That's Florida strain bass you catch in Texas.
That is Florida strain.
Yep.
And they grow extra big too.
So you ain't that cool, Texas.
But buy Mondos, please.
Yeah.
Hey, would you ever have
Code
a bare
Hooligan
knuckle?
10.
Would you ever bare knuckle fight Ben Milliken?
Me?
Yeah.
Hell no.
He seems
He's
pretty
huge.
nuts, actually. He's, you know, I'll tell you a story about it. It's not even a story, but Milliken got years before he caught that. What did he catch? Like 60 something or something like that.
An 83-pound bag or some
Something
bullshit.
like that, dude. Like epically insane. You know, he shot me a couple messages. I don't know him directly, you know, but he shot me a couple messages on Instagram, dude. And I think one of them was like, "Hey, bro, I just wanted to say, like, I really like your channel. You know, it's been like part of an inspiration to me." And it was like super genuine shit, dude. Like it was really cool. And he didn't like need to do that. Like on an importance level, even at that point, like I'm here. He's here. So like it was cool. And he seems like a nice guy. And I like what he's doing because I'm
You mean kicking everybody's ass in the BFL? Yeah.
Exactly, dude. But no,
dude, he's smoking them, bro.
well, in the toilet or the open. But one thing that I loved, and literally the channel comes from that, is disruption. Like this whole internet shit, like there's negatives that come, but like the disruptive, I think Elon Musk talks about it, like the disruptor, like all these economies that we have now are based upon fucking disruption. And one thing that I'll give myself credit on that I was a part of is disrupting the content or the media stream back in the day when YouTube had just come out by like saying, hey, I'm going to put up a fishing video and my fishing video is just as fucking important as what Kevin Van Dam puts up. And the internet made that true. And so he's a great example of a disruptor, dude. He's taking freaking formats like that he doesn't belong in, like the tournament stuff, and blowing them the fuck up. Now, in this context, it's a little interesting because the format, the traditional, those legacy tournaments are loving it because they're bringing a bunch of views. They're getting all this marketing, you know. But in any case, we'll call it what it is, and that disruption is valuable, man. It's valuable for people like me who really, I like the even playing field. Anything that breaks down walls and makes the playing field more open and just kind of screws up people's perspectives on what they think things should be. I like that stuff. That's good stuff. I like.
So what I heard is yes, you're gonna fight him.
He probably whooped my ass, dude. I mean, I work out, but I'm a legs guy. He seems like he has it up here, dude. And unless I can like focus on the legs, you know, dude, like I don't know. I think I'm out.
I mean,
you know what though? We should probably start like some fighting thing. It'd be good, like social media.
Bro, I mean, listen, Jake Paul. I mean, YouTube fish fights. I mean,
Actually, hosted by Mondo.
Hosted by Mondo's Fishing Dive, bro.
Follow the chimney. Go to the chimney, dude.
And use Hooligan 10 as your checkout code.
Oh, dude.
That too.
Listen, I'd get fucking KO'd to make some money. I'm down with that shit. That's not selling out. That's fucking going to the mat, dude.
Nah. Hey, so are you ever gonna get heavy into tournament fishing? Cause I always kind of see you. There's that 1980s movie. Remember North Shore, where it's like, nah, Howley, you ain't gonna surf the tournaments. You're a soul surfer, dog. I always kind of see you as you're the soul surfer, dog. Like you're like, nah, fuck tournaments, bro. Are you ever think you're gonna get into that or nah? Because I'll tell you what, dog. Like I start fishing tournaments and I fucking hate fishing. And then I gotta chill for a while.
So
and then I
hated that shit too. I liked it at first because it was exciting. It got really political, and when you're poor and you make like freaking $300 a week, and then you go spend like 60 of it, and it's gone, and then you're like, what the fuck? So I got really jaded with that shit, and it's funny because I'm coming to a point in my life where maybe my testosterone levels are finally going up or something, but like I'm starting to gain an interest in it again. The one thing that still holds me back, actually, there's two things. One, I'm a fucking what do you call those guys that freak out like
a panic attack or something?
Yeah, dude, I'm a panic attacker. Like I transition when I get into
hey, dude, I got stuff for that. I got you, bro.
You got me? You can be my freaking my cat. My bass caddy, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got you, dog. Yeah.
That, you know. But like I get all.
Yeah, he's like big easy. Xanax. I got you, dog.
This is my pharmacist and bait recommender. I get all spun out, but I think as I'm getting older, I'm
street doctor.
Freaking. I wouldn't mind doing it for the content too. The content I think would be fun, but we'll see. It needs to come naturally. Everything I've ever done in my life is organic, which once again is not the way to make money. That's a big freaking hashtag star. Note that. Not let life kind of organically lay a trail for you. But at the same time, when I get to that place, I'm comfortable in it and I do it well. I'm good at shit that I focus on. And I might do it. The other thing too is I like these formats where they're throwing the fish back immediately.
Yes.
I've become such
110%.
Like I hate freaking keeping fish in the box. Like I don't care what anyone says. I want to live because I want to catch them again. And I'm no Greenpeace environmentalist, but like I don't like that because I see what happens, dude. I'll go to where they had a BFL weigh-in 2 days before, and it's like dead of July, and there's like it's like a mass grave, dude. Like there's fish floating everywhere, and I hate that shit because I want to go catch them. And I guess in reality, part of the way I make money with I don't make a lot of money off of YouTube, but I make money off the ads and shit. Like part of that comes from being able to do this process over and over again, and that requires a resource to be there. And if that resource is gone, not only is my fun gone, but I'm fucked. You know, so like that's important to me. And but the new formats, I like that. Like hook the fish, get them in, freaking put them on the scale, get them released. Like that's the best you can do, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, we got the mic fixed. Yeah, no kidding. I have a boat tournament this weekend, and I have 6 2-liter bottles of.
My mic went out.
He said he caught 93 inches in the 30 minutes to kick everyone down. So that's what he's saying.
And killed them all. Done.
Yeah. He's like Gerdak, forget it. So
I do have another question for you, Mikey.
What's that?
Going back to your boat, I have a question for you because I told you I follow all your videos, and I know you not too long ago you just got blue balls.
Yes.
And now you got space balls. So I was just curious, like why the quick upgrade transition from one to the other? Because it seems like from one video to the next, I
won the lottery, bro.
Okay.
So I have learned from people like JT and some of the people that I've worked with. The best way to approach a boat is one of two things. It's like a Dodge Ram truck kind of deal. You buy the truck and you run it for freaking 500,000 miles. You fix everything on it. It's paid off. And then you get a new truck after like 12 years, you know? Or you buy a truck, you get a decent rate on the loan, and you freaking sell it the next year. You lose like 10%, but you look at the 10% and payments as what you would have paid to fix, you know, whatever old boat you had. So I kind of figured with all the traveling that I do and that it'd be cool to try to get a new boat. Here's the other thing too. Like I come from, like you guys know where I come from with the John boats and shit. I never had nice shit. So I got nice shit. I saved up for the past like basically 12 years. I got nice shit. I saved up for it. I worked hard for it. And if I can keep that going, I'm going to keep having nice shit because I'll work my ass off and make that happen. The other thing is it provides a great template for social media and content in that I can highlight the new stuff that comes out. And I think that's kind of cool for viewers to see. I think it's cool to play with too, because you can kind of learn about the new things that come out. I don't know how long it'll last, but it's one of those things like I was really scared to do it. I'm a little less scared to do it now, but at any moment, I also still have the feeling at any moment, like this could come to an end. So,
so what you're saying is by next season, there might be a new Vexus popping up on Mikey Balzz.
I will not get
Nah, but there is an Avid 19XB for sale on BoatTrader.com for $51,000, and it runs sweet.
What is a 19XB?
Avid out of Mississippi. It's pretty much a Vexus.
Is it your boat?
No, it's a bass boat. It's a tin boat. It's one of them expensive ass tin boats like Vexus and Express. So
that is one thing that I wouldn't mind doing. So no bullshit. Like I actually really love my Nitro. I know they get a lot of like chatter in that, but for me, like price point is important. Like I don't have a ton of money, so I want price point. And I had a comment today on my YouTube channel or something where it's like, that has $50,000 of electronics. Well, my boat doesn't have $50,000 of electronics, but the reality is on the new bass boats, whereas I'd say 10 years ago, probably 1/10 of your budget was dedicated to electronics. Now I'd say it's 1/3. It's 1/4 to 1/3. So I like that stuff. So my whole thing is do things that you like and have fun with it. Obviously, there's boundaries because of money and because of the position that you're in. But if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it the way I want to fucking do it. So I want those electronics. And one of the ways that I enable myself to do that is I have this boat that I like the layout of. It provides me the platform that I need at a price point that I can kind of almost handle. And then it gives me the opportunity to deck it and pimp it out, dude. Because in the end, I'm running the boat around the lake, but when I sit down and fish for hours and hours, it's those components that I'm actually using like minute after minute, to actually catch those fish.
Nice.
Yeah, my boy Florida Strain on Instagram. I know he's talked to you back and forth a little bit. And he used to fish. We started the tournaments in the Tracker Classic XL, and the damn bro. Listen, with that 9-gallon live well, bro. Yeah. We put the 100-quart cooler right in the middle of that bad boy, plugged in the aerator, bro. Yeah, we'd roll up to a tournament, and these dudes in the Phoenix with $50,000 worth of glitter on it, going, "You guys serious right now?"
Yeah.
They're like, can both of you fit on that shit? We're like, no.
He fishes on my lap.
Is that a 50 horsepower? Like, what?
That freaking, so the John boat before I had the Tracker, that was like the first boat I ever bought. And I paid $500 for it with the trailer. It was a 77 16-foot John boat. I gutted it. And it had a 77 Johnson on it that wouldn't start. So I ripped that off. I put a 35 or a 30 or a 35 horse tiller motor on it, 4-stroke, dude. I paid like freaking $800 for it. And then I gutted it, but I did the same thing though, because I wanted to fish derbs when I was up at UF. And I went to Walmart. This is before everything was so damn expensive, and got those metal clamp straps that you put through a hook and then you clamp them on. And dude, got a giant cooler, and it was my bench seat for the freaking.
Hell yeah!
And then
Hell
the
yeah.
funny shit is, so I moved from Gainesville down to Fort Lauderdale, and I fished that boat on Okeechobee the first year I was there, and I actually caught him halfway decent. I never won nothing, but like I'd get the same looks. So I'd show up, and then I got a camera post on there too. So like, YouTube wasn't cool at this point. So these guys are like, "Who is this douche?" And I'm like, "Just this douche, whatever." Fuck you guys. So dude, it was a riveted freaking John boat though. So there were a couple times I got stuck out on the main lake and had to run back, and I blew out.
How the fuck you get stuck in a John boat, dog?
What's that?
How the fuck you get stuck in a flat bottom John? Was it flat bottom or no?
I didn't get stuck. I'd freaking be stuck in the sense that we're like 3 to 4 foot rollers, dude.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, dog. Yeah, that flat bottom, you get your ass kicked.
And I'm like,
yes, sir.
I gotta get back. Like, so I'm like just 2 miling it over. So I knocked out it must have been like 10 of the rivets on one of the ribs. So I go out and fish one of these bass busters, dude. And I get out there and go fish. And dude, I'm a freaking space cadet when I'm fishing. Like the deck, I had a big old deck on it that I installed. And so I'm fishing and whatever. I catch a fish to put in my cooler live well. I turn around, dude. There's 5 inches of water in my fucking boat. I'm like, holy shit. So it turned out, I start running the bilge. I got a freaking scooper. I ended up fishing the rest of the day. It turns out I knocked the rivets out, dude, and freaking like the boat would sink every time I went out. But I figured out the rate of sink so I could time it. I bought another bilge pump, so I fished it for like another 3-4 months. But then my old man, dude, he freaking helped me out. We bought that tracker, and that thing was the beast. But I did the same shit to that one too, where I cracked one of the ribs out on Okeechobee and she leaked. So
yeah, the Classic XL is a glorified John boat. It's a flat bottom with a center console and a 50 on it. So the first tournament we run out on Toho, we're out there with all the big boys, man, and like I may have made a wrong turn and ended up on a airboat trail. And dude, like hammer down, we're up on plane.
They get
just
stuck,
hauling ass at 35 miles an hour. And we look around, dog, and we're like, and my boy goes, "Yo, we're on an airboat trail." And I go, "Yeah, I know." And he goes, "Don't fucking slow down. Don't fucking slow down." I was like, "You sure?" He's like, "No." Yeah, we go launching right off the front. Like, oh, man, dude. But hey, you know what? That was the one thing about a flat bottom, bro. Yo, we're sneaking in the spots them glass boats can't. So
that's true, but
we're getting way up in that shit.
It's true, but you can without the big motor, you get stuck, dude. There was one day I was out on Okeechobee in the tracker, and I got inside of something I should not have been inside, and there was like basically this giant wall of gator grass, dude. And I tried to motor the tracker with a 75. I couldn't get out. Yeah. And thank God the freaking, you remember, the Creel guys that go by and you think they're FWC, but then they're like, "Hey, how many fish you catch today, bud?" Yeah. He rolls up and I'm like, "Bro, before you ask me how many fish I caught today, can you pull my ass out of here? Because I'm fucking stuck." And he was like, he told me out, but they get stuck because it's either horsepower or draft, one or the other. And if you got draft, you can get skinny, but if you run out of horsepower, dude, you're still getting stuck.
Yeah. I got the 150 show on it now, dude, and all of a sudden you're doing like 60, 65, and bro, that's a big difference, man. So
I've noticed it too. Even with my boat, I didn't know how much of a difference having a bigger boat and the 250 would make, because I'm not a speed demon guy, but like having a new motor, it's once again like it's something that speaks to having like the new boat. Like my fishing range has increased by like 10 to 15 miles, and it's at first it made me a little more scatterbrained, but like anything, dude, you kind of like you fake it till you make it. You suck for a while. Like you can't comprehend all that. And then it gets to a point where it's sort of a part of your system and your flow, and having that ability to cover that much more water and be more running around. It's a big deal, dude, when you're fishing some of those big lakes on a little small, like whatever lake, it doesn't matter. But when you're fishing broad lakes like that are different from end to end, it's a huge play.
Yeah, you grab a kayak like these guys, bro. You learn how to fish small.
And that's great. So actually, speaking of, I got a question for you guys. So as I mentioned, I've been thinking about this kayak thing a little bit. And I'm a little tentative because actually what I wanted to do originally was we have some lakes that are 25 horsepower or less. And I wanted to try to find a little John boat that I could gut and redo, but then make it fancy like a bass boat. Basically take my grouse off the boat, put them on there, swap them back and forth. But that's a project. And I'm kind of looking for something that's a little more like immediate satisfaction kind of thing. If I look at a kayak, the one thing I know I need is a kick boat, because I don't want to be paddling and stopping. I want to go real simple, but is there any sort of accessory or something that I should have in mind to make that experience with getting the boat in and fishing easier?
Tell him, Buzz. New Canoe Unlimited with an XI3. Done deal, baby.
Yeah. And then you don't need a kick boat. I mean, you could push
I don't want a trolling motor though. I want like no electric. I don't want to have to run a battery. There's gonna be no graph on there. None of that shenanigans.
No trolling motor?
No trolling motor.
A spot lock is, bro, you're going to get out there blowing around, bro, and all of a sudden you're going to be like, spot lock's wonderful. I love spot lock.
I'm not going to fish, like the big lakes, I'll go with my thing. Like, for instance, like we got a creek back here that's like 3 feet deep, and it runs for miles. It's probably 30, 40 foot wide at the most, I want to go and like access those kinds of waters, but I want to make sure, I don't know what all to think about.
You would, a feel free would be probably pretty good for you, because the feel frees, they, correct me if I'm wrong, they have that wheel on the back of it. Some of them do.
But if he wants pedals, I feel the overdrive pedal system before, because I had a lure with the overdrive, and I think it's probably one of the, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but I think that's probably one of the worst pedal drive systems on a kayak.
I think you should get an inflatable unicorn and fish out of that shit.
Done, dude. Oh, that would be good.
And you should fish in you should fish in one of these.
I would.
Pink leopard. I mean,
I'm a lot more of a fuck job than you think, dude. So like, I'd be.
Bro, we've seen the pink thong hanging on the wall, dog. We all seen it. And I know you said don't talk about that shit on this, but now we're talking about it.
Dude, I didn't say that. I am open. Listen, that's one thing I actually am proud of. I censor no one, dude. You can get on my freaking YouTube channel and you can call me anything you want. The only thing that might kick in is like the YouTube censor thing. Right. But literally, dude, I block no one. The only thing I've blocked is guys that spam the fake stuff, like the call this number crap. Mm-hmm. I'll block that. But dude, you can call me whatever the hell you want, dude. I'm down for anything. Like it's one thing that I think we've lost like over the years is like, if the internet is discourse, like it's fucking say whatever the fuck you want, do whatever you want, and like that's the game. And I hope to kind of preserve that in my little corner of nothing. But
all right, because I'm just gonna troll you till I get to go fishing with you.
Troll some of the funniest shit that I've ever done. Trolling me, dude. Like there was one guy, dude, who so my parents have a LeSabre that I love, dude. It's like it's my grandpa's old car before he died. And dude, it's a beast. It's got a V6. It's like mad old school pimp, like 94 LeSabre. And dude, I was driving it around in one of the videos and some guy's like, hey, nice LeSabre. You should put rims on it. I'm like, fuck yeah, I should, dude. That's a great idea. So like, literally we went back and forth on like 5 or 10 videos talking about various mods we could do to the LeSabre to make it more pimp. And then finally the guy got tired of it. But I was like, I was full go, dude. It was fun. I like trolling.
Did you have the Crown air freshener?
Oh, but that's a nice addition. Well, you know what? The ceiling fell out, dude. So we had to take tacks and tack the ceiling back up, dude. It was awesome.
Because I had the color Salon. Remember, like the old Monte Carlo.
What's that?
And I had an '87 color Salon. That was the first car I bought. You know, it was like the old Monte Carlo. You know, where the door weighs 8,000 pounds when you slam it, the whole car shakes. Dude, yeah, but down south, you know, Fort Lauderdale, like Lauderhill, dog, you had the Crown air freshener on that bitch. You had to, dog. Nice. You had to. Hey, and bet your ass that shit got stolen out of my driveway.
Oh, I believe it, dude. Yeah, don't steal the freaking Lamborghini or the Ferrari, dude. It's that 87.
Nah. Hey, you mentioned your parents, bro. Is that really your dad that's on Facebook? That's in like, I haven't seen it in a while, but like last year, like there was this guy in all the groups.
Oh yeah.
And you all have the same last name, and he'd be like, check out my son Mikey Balzz fishing. Is that your pops?
Yeah.
I would not have known about
What a
Mikey
G.
Balzz if it wasn't for your father.
Yes.
Is that Pops, bro?
He's vociferous, I think is the word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, yo.
Yeah.
Man, that's got to feel great with all that support, from friends and family
Yo,
and all
I
that.
was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's super into it, dude, and it's funny too because he never fished, but he was always very very supportive of something that he wasn't familiar with or into. So he's always been really cool with that. He bought that first tracker for me.
Nice.
$5,000, dude. He freaking brought $5,000 in cash and said, "Here you go." And
Right.
none of the videos, none of the whole Okeechobee thing would have ever happened if it weren't for that, dude.
Man, you should get
That's
him on your
awesome,
boat
bro.
for a show.
It's a funny thing. The old man has been on all these boats. He's getting a little bit wobbly in his day, and he's on a diet. I hope he's dieting if he's watching. He's got a little bit of weight, and it makes him. I'm concerned if he goes off the boat, I won't be able to get him back in. So what we do is every year, and it's been cool because the new boat's kind of cool because I'll take it down there, and he's like, "I want to get in the new boat." I'm like, "All right, that works." And we'll do one day where he comes out for 3 or 4 hours. I'll have a nice new seat on the boat, and I'll help him in. We'll sit him down. We won't go too fast, and the new boat's super stable, so I can it doesn't wobble too much. And I'll get him out. We'll try to catch him a few fish, and then he's peaked. That's his deal. So we'll keep that going as long as he can hobble around.
Nice.
That's awesome, dude.
That's good.
Sweet.
My dad looks at me and he's like, "Oh, I like the new earring. That's good. I've always wanted a daughter."
Don't worry. He's gone through a lot of bullshit with me, dude. I'm amazed he's still nice to me. Let's put it that way, dude, because I have not always been the freaking nice, the good child, that bless your heart shit. So.
Yeah, and I was in 4th grade when he said that shit to me too.
Nice.
Yeah. Thanks,
Started early and hard, bro.
I always wanted a daughter. You little pussy. I'm like, damn. Damn, Dad.
You look good as a woman, Mondo.
Bro, I appreciate that. I'm feeling a little sexier now that you see that smile.
You probably have the same fucking sweater on too, dude. Like,
Bro. So
2 restraining orders.
actually, yeah. So, and this is where it's gonna sound weird, but they actually said,
No,
"Hey,
this is where it's gonna get weird.
This is where it's gonna get weird."
Oh, now it's weird.
So the whole Mondo thing, right? Like, I just went full WWF gimmick, right? Because I was helping out Osceola High School varsity fishing, right? And all the kids there, none of those amazing students take the time. They're all on their phones, they're fishing, but dude, they got 5-6 schools out there and they're all doing this bank fishing, right? And they're like, "Hey, can you come support?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, man." Like, and like they have no funding, like first place we get like a couple packs of like, gambler worms. See how I did that? Still need that gambler dealership. Mikey, we talking after this shit. But so I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna help them out, man. So I come out and I was like, all right, yeah, these guys, I'm gonna start handing out rods and reels, right? So, and dude, the faces just lit up, bro, and it's like unreal, because they're buying like Zebco, and they're breaking them during it. So, but the thing is that by the 3rd tournament that I was out there helping them with, like, I knew their names, but they'd walk by and be like, "Hey, Mondo, what's up?" And I'm like, "Well, shit, I guess my name's Mondo now." I'm like, I've been called worse, so I guess that's okay. So we're just gonna roll with that. So yeah. And then I don't know. Somehow I ended up in a pink leopard Goodwill bathrobe.
That's a good find, though.
Isn't it? $7, dude. It was nice.
So you want to hear a funny thrift story?
It still smells like old lady.
That's fucked up. Check this shit out.
It doesn't smell like old lady.
The best.
She might have died in it.
The best part about Fort Lauderdale is the fucking thrift shops, right? Like,
Oh, for sure.
So we were down. Do you know the Salvation Army? I think it's off of Dixie or Sunrise down there by the beach.
Absolutely. Me
and the girl roll in there one day, like shopping for freaking outerwear and shit. And we're like tooling around, and she's like over there looking at stuff, and I go over there and look, dude. And freaking, I'm with her, like going through the rack, and we see this freaking one-piece pantsuit, and I'm like, holy shit, like, this is real.
Did you?
Weird. black on turquoise. So I'm like looking at it, dude.
Ooh,
it's all like thin cut. I'm like, this is really nicely cut. Like, what's the deal? Dude, I look at the tag. Hold on for a second. Wait, let me see if she's here.
He's got it.
Bro.
And
Bro.
she's wearing it.
Isn't huge. So it was either who's the one that died on freaking South Beach that got killed?
Which one?
The fashion designer.
Versace.
Oh, Versace.
It's fucking Versace, dude.
Wow.
Are you shitting me, bro?
I shit you not, dude. We snatched that thing, paid $12 and freaking GTFO, bro. It's worth like $2,000. Like,
It's actually the shit Versace got shot in, bro. It's got bullet holes in that bitch.
dude, it's 90s as shit. Like straight up like 90s, like Sharon Stone. Like it's raw, dude. It's so cool.
Mikey,
I think
hear
you
me
need to
out.
wear that in the
Mikey,
video.
hear me out. Mikey and Mondo pond hopping in the tactical wagon with the pink cheetah and the Versace one piece.
You know, the only state we wouldn't end up in jail in is Florida.
It's fucking Florida.
Yeah, it's gotta be Florida.
Normal as hell.
That's just a normal fishing duo.
Yo.
in Florida.
Yeah.
Yo.
Bad nine, but yeah.
Oh, just some more YouTubers. Oh, they're
Yeah.
already getting what are they? Catching
Literally
faces now.
10 million views on YouTube,
10
guaranteed.
million views. And then
Guaranteed, bro.
I did, and then I can sell the Versace for freaking like charity, dude. That'd be beautiful.
I think you should do it.
Bro, I think so.
You know what the worst part is, dude? So one day, this is getting so degenerate, dude. So I go to the Y and I work out, right? So like you take a shower afterwards and put your clothes on and leave, right? So I go work out and freaking change, and then I head back to work and freaking I put these pants on, and I'm like, man, these are a little fucking tight, but whatever. Let's just end it, you know? Yeah, it turned out I grabbed the girl's fucking pants, dude. So I'm walking around in fucking chick pants for the next like 6 hours until she figures out. She's like, do you know what my pants are? And I'm like, no, I don't. And it was so basically the moral of the story is I probably could fit in the pantsuit. So we're golden, dude. Yeah.
So JD Fishing is saying you guys don't have the balls to go out and do that and film it.
Oh, JD, we do have the balls. That's actually
JD,
that part.
has JD ever met me?
Is he looking at you right now, bro?
Oh man, this
I mean, dog, like this is easy, bro. I'm like, give me something hard, dude.
yeah, they don't realize I had to tone Mondo down before the show.
Give him a couple Valiums.
Yeah, we get some pills.
2 Xanax.
If you guys saw his mornings with Mondo this morning, nude with the dude, you'd see this is
Is this a
this is
podcast?
yeah, this is very calm.
Bro, I was so excited this morning that I was going on with Mikey Balzz Fishing, bro. I just ran out and got on there and just Twitter crazy, dog. And I was like, yo, Mondo's in the morning. Mondo is nude with the dude, bro. Dead ass naked, bro. Like, yeah, it was crazy, dog. So, I don't know, man. But
Yeah, JD says he towed you in.
oh, that's Denise. I love you, JD. I didn't realize that's Jason Denise.
I thought it was
I
somebody
do
else. too.
love
realize,
you, Jason.
I didn't realize that was Jason.
So yeah, after I paddle 3.5 miles back into
Here
30
we
mile an
go.
hour headwind when my motor dies, JD comes and gets me when I'm 100 yards out, and I fucking look at him and I'm like, bro, I've been paddling for 3 fucking hours. Like, I feel like as a man, I need to finish this shit out and not just tow you. And he's like, grab onto my boat, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I can't move my fucking arms, which means I can't hold on to your boat, dog. So like. Somehow in the last 3 tournaments, I've ended up in the water. I just need to stop.
Didn't you go overboard at Hatchinall?
Ooh,
I did.
that's
I
like
fell in at
that's cool.
Hashnall. I did. And I Macho Man Randy Savaged 2 rods going through the elbow off the top deck. So, but yeah, I got drop foot from a car accident many years ago. So my balance is shit. You should see me on the big boat, bro. My boys on the big boat are always like, bro, he's gonna go over the fucking front. So, yeah. So they're like, I'm like, why you guys up here creeping and shit on me? They're like, cause you're about to go swimming. I'm like, we're in Florida. It's 3 feet of water, bro. I'm good. So, but yeah, the old drop foot kicks in every now and then, and I'll go for a swim. But it's been pretty consistent. That I like to back stroke in these lakes with the gators. I don't know. So, but yeah, JD did come and get me for the last 100 yards. And Denise, I love you, dog. I owe you a jersey. He's new on the Mondo's fishing team just because of that. So that's it.
And remember, code Hooligan 10.
Code Hooligan 10. So, can I tell you how much fun this shit's been?
It is. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Not what I expected. A lot more degenerate.
I met Balzz up at Panasonic.
I was
We talked on the way in. I was like,
podcast, dude, we started
chill.
talking about like golden showers. It's supposed to be this like kids podcast, and I don't know how we got there, but it happened. It was like in the first 15 minutes, dude, and it was my fault too. Like so. Maybe I have that effect on people, or put me and Mondo together, and it's like exponentially worse or something. I don't know.
Just one giant smokestack.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Another
bro!
reason I don't make a whole lot of money,
The golden shower hour with Mondo and Mikey Balzz.
Oh, God.
The next like
Sounds like a fucking Howard Stern fucking holy shit.
It came up, and then and I can't control myself. So like for the next 2 hours, if any reference got close to it, there I was ready to fucking drop it in, dude.
Yeah.
I will say this though, we are an hour and 40 minutes in, and he has not
Holy
streamed
shit,
out
bro.
his overrated item yet.
Who's over it?
Oh, yeah.
He already
Me?
forgot. It's the smokestacks.
Oh shit, yeah. Dude. Well, we got deep into some other topics.
Yeah, like the golden shower hour.
We can
fuck,
transition. We can transition over.
I think Mondo's already there.
Yeah.
Bro, Mondo's been there for 2 hours. I've been this way all day, just jacked up. Bro, I've been this way since last week when fucking James said, he's like, hey, bro, you know who's coming on my show? And I'm like, no one I give a shit about? And he's like, oh.
Wow.
Is that just
This is me, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, bro. You are not getting Mikey Balzz on your fucking show because there's gonna be 3 people fucking watching, and Mikey ain't got time for that bullshit, dog. He's like, no, he's coming on, bro. And I'm like, fuck you, he's not coming on. Let me come on with him. Okay, you could come on.
I'm
Bad
just
idea.
glad we randomly met at the boat ramp that day, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I was kind of, and that's what's cool, dude. I've even found in Florida, like I'll run into dudes that like don't belong in Florida. They're like Alabama people or New York people. Like it's cool because everybody comes to Florida, so you end up meeting all these like really cool people that are not Florida people that are just down there like that December, January time. Like some of the people you run across is crazy, dude.
It is. Speaking of, that was another question I had. I meant to ask you earlier, and I forgot when we were on the subject of headwaters. I know this is kind of a little controversial for the greater fishing group, but I know for the most part, we're all on the same page on us. But with headwaters, what is your thoughts on the over shiner fishing with everybody just drowning that lake out with shiners?
Oh, I use those for tournaments there.
And you can buy them on this fishing.
When Mike was talking about, hey, this is what I throw, I'm like, I just throw golden shiners, like big ass ones, dog. Like, you just pitch them
Like
bitches
a
into the hole, dog. You just come up and eat them.
They're like, oh, you mean like a golden shiner chatterbait? Like, no, golden shiners.
No. Yeah, no, the big ass ones, the live ones.
Me personally, I'm probably not on the same page as you guys. I don't give a shit. Like they can do whatever they want. Like things are gonna move in the direction they're gonna move, and if you stop something in one way, it literally just escalates something else. So the one thing that I have noticed is there's like an evolving swim bait and glide bait deal that's happening out there. Mm-hmm. So one of my things is like if you can't beat them, join them, but do it in your own way. And so, like, the cool part about headwaters is it's deep enough to throw some of these glides and do some of this stuff. And literally, it looks just like a shiner, and you can be more efficient with it. So I think that's something that'll come out of it because with every action, there's a reaction. I don't care. I mean, guys are fishing, guys are making money. Like, it is what it is. The other thing, too, and this will change after a while, but the focus on headwaters has also made Kenansville better and Stickmarsh better. So I think what you'll see, and I probably shouldn't say it because I do it. Like I'll jump over the Stickmarsh in Kenansville. Like Yeah, so these guys are going to spread out. Everything is cyclical and cyclical, or whatever the word is. And these guys are going to go to different places and do different things as that continues. I will say this, though. It sucked. I don't know if it was this January or the January before. The weather didn't help because it stayed hot, but the only guys catching them were shinery eyes. And that freaking sucked. But I don't think it's because of the shinery eyes. Like, them fish eat live bait, and they continue to eat live bait, which means they eat live bait. Like, it doesn't mean you can't cook them with an artificial, you know? So,
Do you know about Tenorock down here in Lakeland?
I've heard of it. I've been told I need to go there, dude.
Okay, so
In a new canoe kayak.
the way in a new canoe kayak, 360 seat, you just hit spy lock and then you just swivel wherever you want. So use Balzz buyer line. He gives some a little kickback on that one. New canoe.
Oh, that's right.
But so Tenorock is open Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's you get to the gate, you go to the guardhouse. There's like 20 something lakes out there, I think. I don't know. But
Phosphorus pits.
they allow a certain number of people per lake.
Right.
And I was kind of wondering, do you think is banged up as Headwaters is getting, if something like that would be a good idea out there where it's to keep some of the pressure down? Because it's a lot of guys are feeling like it's just getting ruined, how it's just getting hammered, like just consistently, just so bad.
If we're being totally honest, like
as soon as they open the big boats.
What? But why is it getting hammered though? It's like you gotta
YouTube influencers.
Well, yeah, listen, and I'll take credit for that shit because like my deep lakes get fucking hammered too.
There's this one guy, JT Kenny. Do you know him? He's out there all the fucking time.
Trying to make $1.
JT got the slickest hair I ever seen, bro. I love that.
Yeah, the ginger ninja, dude.
I was just about to say, like, I love your nickname for him, but I would never call him that to his face.
Oh, that's not mine though. That's what the hell's his name? It's a dude from up here who's from Florence. I forget his name. We shot a show. JT's got that streaming show on MOTV, and he'll have guys from MLF come on there and they fish or whatever. And we're out there and the fishing. I think we were on Garcia, and the fishing kind of sucked. And so you know what happens. Like, you talk about two different things. You either talk about pussy or you talk about funny shit, you know? And like, so we went to the funny shit thing and freaking like we're calling each other names and shit like that. And all of a sudden the ginger ninja came up, and then the other one that he called Sandbar Cowboy. He's like, all y'all in Florida are Sandbar Cowboys. It was fun, but yeah, that one sucked.
Hey, I never met him in person. He looked like a big boy. He's pretty big dude, isn't he?
He's like 9 feet tall, dude. Like, he's huge. But he's the nicest. I'll say this, dude. Like, JT catches fish and all that's great, but JT is one of the nicest, most genuine people that I know. And what the opportunities, not just like the YouTube stuff, but like I do marketing consulting on the side, and that's where I make most of my money. And then the YouTube's kind of like my fun thing, and that's been growing, which is cool. But like what I do is the marketing thing, and there's probably 2 or 3 people that are 100% the reason that I've been able to create that job and tap into networks and like do that kind of work, and also learn about the business side of things, which I was never smart with, like in anything, fishing, whatever. And one of those guys is JT. He has been an absolute mentor and one of my best friends, and just a fucking great dude. Like,
how did you guys originally meet?
It's a filthy story that's even too filthy for this show.
Whoa!
But,
he was part of fucking. He was part of the fucking rap group. I mean, the only reason I asked how big he was is because now I'm thinking JT Kenny versus Ben Milliken.
Dude, JT could hold in there. He's got.
I was gonna say JT looked like he could throw down.
Yeah, no, he would, and I'm sure he has back in the day because he enjoys a Miller Lite and a freaking Crown, dude. So he's probably gotten into a few spats, dude. And he's an old motocross guy, so those guys are hard, man. They get beat the fuck up. But me and JT.
I heard that about Randall Tharp. That's why they called him the Honey Badger. It ain't because he fights
like he.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. He seems like such a soft-spoken dude, but like sometimes those are the ones you gotta look out for.
Those are the ones.
Oh, if your nickname is the Honey Badger,
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
the Honey Badger is like right there with the Wolverine. I mean, it's like it's like
critter.
this little animal that will just fuck your ass up, dog.
Really?
Like, I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Look up on YouTube, like the Honey Badger.
I've met Randall Tharp a couple times, and he is the nicest, most soft-spoken dude you'd ever meet, dude. Him and his wife are so chill. Like, they're super. Like, back when McMillan won and he was second or whatever, and he spent all that time on Okeechobee, like, I run into him all the time, and he was so cool, dude. Because some of those guys aren't, if we're being totally honest.
Yeah.
What was that? Fuck.
You were talking about how you met JT.
You're talking about JT, how you guys met.
So
I take people down rabbit holes, dog.
yeah,
I'm
right?
sorry.
No, but I like going down them, dude.
You want the blue pill or the red pill? Here we go, baby.
No, we did a shoot. JT used to work with Gambler, and him and Val are buddies, and they've been buddies for years. And so I was doing the content for Gambler, and Val was like, JT's one of our guys, go film him. And I'm like, okay. You know, I was really young then. I'm like, this will be cool. So we get out on the boat, and I didn't know what to expect because he's important, and I'm like a fucking tool, you know, like taking pictures and stuff. And so we get out there, and it was super chill in that. The fishing totally freaking sucked. And by the end of the day, dude, we were talking about some of the raunchiest fucking shit you'd find on Pornhub that like you'd ever and it was the funniest thing because you never know the moments that you'll bond with someone on. And dude, like we bonded. It was funny shit. But me and him are two filthy degenerates that love to fish and like are pretty chill. And we just
fucking stepbrother show. Bro, did we just become best friends? Fuck, just became best friends.
That's what it was, dude. We're dumb and sometimes I think too, like, because we get dumb when we're around each other and like say stupid shit, and like we had to go out for those shows with like other pro anglers, and most of them are JT's buddies, so it's cool. But like sometimes he'll have some guy like outside the inner circle, you know, come in, and like me and JT will be out for an hour, and we'll be all professional and normal, and then it just degenerates, dude. And then and I can't imagine what this other dude is thinking. He's like, I drove 10 hours down to Florida, and I'm stuck on a boat with these two freaking clowns for like.
No, that's awesome, dude.
So it's
best fishing trip ever.
Yeah. One of my favorite games in life is when you see somebody that's corporate, like in a business suit or some shit, and I see how long it takes me to suck them in to start swearing with me. Because like, you know, like I'll go to like fucking Chase Bank and talk to like the fucking branch president, bro, and we're sitting there talking, and then I'll just be like, yeah, and then all of a sudden, you know, I'm like 2 minutes in, he just said fuck. I'm like, bro,
I won the game.
I can't believe you're using that language around me. He's like, bro, I feel so comfortable around you now. And I was like, that was the game. I win. Thank you. So stupid shit to entertain myself. Exactly.
Oh, all right, guys. I think it's time to wrap it up. I think we've annoyed a lot of people long enough. But this has been great. Mondo, Greg, always great to have you on. Mikey,
thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. I know we've been trying to plan this out for a while. I'm glad it finally came. It finally happened. Definitely want to get you back on again.
Yeah, dude, maybe, whenever, man.
Maybe you can bring JT along.
I did not expect Mondo though. Like that was you're a treat, dude.
that was the ace up our sleeve. I was like, I know how to get Mikey back. I'll bring Mondo on.
Put two degenerates together.
I mean, you know, like, but you did say something that we need to talk. You said something about marketing, so as a side job or your main gig. So I know this guy that owns a store that might want to.
I used to be really cheap. Now I'm an elitist, dude. I'm expensive, bro.
You think this shit was fucking cheap, dog?
Fucking game, set, match, dude.
Fucking kidding me, dog? I live in Lake Nona, slick. Damn, that's fucking.
You burn that in the chimney too, right?
Nah, you don't even understand, bro. I got cryptocurrency, bro. I'm building me a fucking money bin like Scrooge McDuck. I'm gonna jump in that shit and fucking swim around in them gold coins.
But he fails to tell you they're all Lego gold coins.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It was great.
Dude. Yeah, anytime you guys want to do it again, and I'll tell you what though too, I might moving forward, this kayak thing is something that I'm thinking a lot about, and you guys will be a huge resource. I might bother you guys for some insights.
Well,
on that,
I was going to say, since you come down this way a lot, we're all spread out across the state, but a lot of us have extra kayaks available to get you out, so you can try different ones and see which one best suits your needs and what you like.
That's actually a good idea. I was looking at the Jackson kayaks because they're big now, but they were kind of like a smaller company. And I knew the guy that ran it because he was kind of like a hippie, dude. He was like super chill and like I like those kind of people. So I like kind of supporting those businesses. But yeah, I'm open to whatever, dude.
Nice. Yeah, we'll talk here. We'll talk after the show. Just hang on. All right. Want to give a shout out to Timothy Campbell winning the Gambler gift card. We know what he's going to do. He's going to go buy a bunch of speed worms, burner worms. That's the only thing he knows how to fish with.
He's going to buy burner worms.
Yeah. No, he only fishes burner worms.
Still don't like you.
That's it. Again, want to thank Mikey Balzz for coming on. Mondo's Fishing, as always. Go to mondosfishing.com. Use Hooligan 10 at checkout. Want to give a shout out to Mikey for hooking us with Gambler as the official bait of the Hooligans. Everybody have fun this week in Tight Lines, and we'll see you back here next week for another Off the Rails show.
Whatever this is.